2018, more like 2018. You know, it's officially 2019 now. I'm extra annoying. Like, we can agree, I've been extra annoying in my videos lately, right? You know, maybe that should be my resolution for 2019. I've never really set resolutions for myself. Maybe back in like middle school and early high school I did, but then I realized I never really stuck to them. I kind of like attempted to try them in the first 2 weeks of January, but then I just kind of didn't follow through with them. But you know what, maybe I should set a resolution this year. And that resolution would be to be the most annoying person on this platform. If you want to join me on this journey to be the most annoying people on YouTube, then let me know down below. Annoying squad, where you at? Well, hi guys, how are you? I have finally come out of hiding and I'm ready to post my first video of 2019. Thank God it is finally 2019, because I don't know about you guys, but 2018 felt like the longest year of my life. And for me personally, I don't want to get like too personal for this video, but like 2018 wasn't necessarily a bad year for me. I just kind of hit a lot of bumps in the road, but now I'm ready to take on the world in 2019. I feel like this is going to be a good year for me. I don't know what it is. I don't know what's in the water these days, but like 2019 is going to be that bitch. And before we dive on into this new year officially, even though it's like 2 days into the new year as I'm filming this, I think it's time to reflect a little on 2018 and all of the shenanigans and fuckery that went on this year. And to be honest, before I had to do research for this video, I completely forgot like half of what happened this year. I feel like, at least for me, anything that happened before like maybe like July 2018, I just have no recollection of. Like, I had to do some digging to find out anything that happened in the first half of this year. Also, I just spat up on myself. We're not gonna talk about it. Like, do y'all remember when people were eating Tide Pods like this time last year? Apparently that was a thing. I don't know why, I don't know what's wrong with some of y'all, but that just goes to show how long of a year 2018 was. But after doing some investigative research and a little bit of digging to see what the fuck happened this year, because God knows I don't remember, this list is basically, in my opinion at least, things that we are not going to be bringing into the new year. And if you agree with me on any of these things, let me know down below. And if you don't agree with me on any of these things, let me know down below as well. And I'm just ready to talk a lot of shit about 2018, so let's just get into it. So the first thing that I want to talk about, so I made a similar video to this like about a year ago. This next topic I'm going to be talking about was also in the video for last year. Oh, we love a consistent queen. So the first thing, or I guess the first set of people that we should be leaving in 2018 are Jake and Logan Paul. As I said, this was in my video for last year, and I'm going to be putting this in every single video up until they're no longer relevant. I've made it no secret on this channel that I absolutely cannot stand Jake and Logan Paul. I specifically said it when I made my unpopular opinions video and I talked about the Jake Paul series that Shane Dawson made. While I understood Jake Paul more in the Shane Dawson series because we learned a lot more about Jake's childhood and like how he grew up and stuff like that, while I understand him a little better, that doesn't mean I like him anymore. I think both of them are condescending assholes who don't really deserve to have the platforms that they do. For one, the Shane Dawson series just reinforced my dislike for Jake Paul. And number two, if you don't remember, at the beginning of 2018, I think we should talk about the fact that Logan Paul literally filmed a dead body and put it in his vlog for his young, impressionable audience to see. And I just hope their channels die in 2019, and I hope their young fans realize how awful people they are. And if you want to leave a comment below and say that Jake Paul has changed since the Shane Dawson series, or really isn't a bad person in general, literally before I sat down to film this video, I read on Twitter that Jake Paul and Rice Gum got exposed for like doing like a sponsorship for a gambling website to their young audience. Please, tell me below how Jake Paul is a better person now. I'll wait. Okay, so this next topic, this is something I've been wanting to cover on my channel for a while. I've thought about making extensive videos on it, but I really just feel like with what I have to say about it, it's not really worth an entire video. But I'm about to go on a rant about this next topic. So I think the next thing we should leave in 2018 is canceled culture. Like, this is something I'm genuinely so tired of seeing on social media. Like, a lot of these topics I'm pretty passionate about, and I'm gonna go on rants about these too, but like, cancel culture just makes me so mad. And I feel like most of the time when people participate in cancel culture, they don't even care about the issues they're fighting for. They're just doing it as an excuse for clout, number one, and as just a way to tear other people down. And you see this mainly happening when people are starting to gain a social media following and starting to get more popular and more successful. And a huge example of cancel culture is when people try to dig up old tweets of people from like 10 years ago. So not really sometimes 10 years ago, more like 5 or 6 years ago, I would say. And obviously, I'm not trying to excuse any problematic behavior because, you know, problematic behavior is problematic behavior. But I really feel like we shouldn't be taking tweets someone posted when they were in middle school or early high school that seriously. If someone tweeted these problematic things when they were an adult, then that's a different story. So sorry. Like, if someone was like 12 or 13 when they did all this problematic behavior, I really feel like we shouldn't be holding their past against them. And while I feel like we should call out problematic behavior and be like, yo, you should address this, we also really need to give people the chance to change and grow as a person, because isn't that what we want in the first place? For someone to learn from their past actions and grow as a person? Because it's like, if people's problematic past gets brought up, everyone on social media is like, yo, you should say something about this, apologize. And then when the person tries to apologize for it and try to change from that, people don't give them the chance to. They're just automatically canceled. You know what? There's no room for growth. You know, obviously, if the person in question doesn't change from their past social media behavior and still continues to be a problematic person, then you know what, maybe then we shouldn't give them a platform. But if someone is genuinely trying to become a better person, why don't we give them the opportunity to? So speaking of problematic people, the next thing that we should leave in 2018 is beauty guru drama. You know, it's no secret, unless you've been living under a rock, you would know that the beauty community was kind of a mess this year. Specifically, I'm talking about the whole Dramageddon thing from back in August. But I think even though the drama was kind of exciting last year, I feel like in 2019, it's time to leave that all in the past. We should all do our best to stay out of drama this year, and if there is someone we see that is involved in drama, maybe we should just ignore them. Because at the end of the day, you know what people want from the drama? Attention. And we should not be giving people who constantly involve themselves in drama the attention they want. And I realize that it's unrealistic to think that no drama is going to happen this year, or that all drama that happens in the YouTube community is going to go ignored. I just think we should all take the step to not be involved in that. 2019 is going to be the year of minding our business. I am declaring it right now.
Bye!
So I think the next thing that we need to leave in 2018 is YouTubers trying to plan their own YouTube conventions. So if you have no idea what I'm talking about, around June of 2018, Tana Mojo and Michael West, conspiracy theory, Kanye West was involved in Tana Khan.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Yes. Hey, what's up, you guys? Hey, what's up, you guys?
So as I was saying, back in June, Tana and Michael tried to plan a YouTube convention called Tana Khan, basically in retaliation of VidCon not giving Tana a creator pass to one of their conventions one year. And this basically turned into Tana and Michael scamming thousands of people out of their own money. And literally people traveled across the country for this shit show that didn't even happen. And you know what Tana and Michael got in return for that? A whole Shane Dawson series dedicated to them that probably just gave them more clout as opposed to holding them accountable for their own actions. Don't you just love the internet? So if you're a YouTuber and you're watching me and you're thinking of starting a YouTube event in 2019, maybe don't. Or, you know, maybe take the time to save money and find a venue that fits everyone in it. And just, you know, actually put some thought and hard work into it as opposed to planning it in a couple months. You know, maybe try that. So originally I was going to put Fortnite onto this list because I felt like that's all anyone talked about for a good 3 months last year. Then I got a Nintendo Switch for Christmas. And if you didn't know, Fortnite is free in the Nintendo eShop, and I downloaded it on Christmas night, and I literally haven't stopped playing it since. Like, it's become a bit of an issue. And I'm not saying I'm good by any means. Like, I've been playing for the past, like, week straight, and I'm not good at all. Literally, all I do is chop down trees and collect as many guns as I can while I hide in a bunch of buildings until I get shot. Like, I'm not saying I'm, like, the Fortnite queen now, but, like, I have a good time. Like, I see why it was a trend in 2018, and I'm all for bringing it to 2019. But anyway, I digress. So let's move on to the next topic. So I think the next thing that we should leave in 2019 is the phrase, "thank you next." I love Ariana as much as the next person. In fact, this was one of my favorite music videos of hers, and I think we can all agree Ariana dominated the music industry this year, and I don't expect anything less from her in 2019. But I don't get, out of all of her amazing singles from this year, this one caught on the most. Literally for like the next couple weeks after this song released, all I saw was "thank you next" everywhere. I saw it in everyone's Instagram captions. I saw it all over Twitter. People were literally tweeting it like 20 times a day. Overall, I'm just very tired of the phrase. I think it's very overdone, and I hope I don't see it everywhere in 2019. Thank you, next. I am the biggest hypocrite on YouTube. Oh my god, this next topic. Woo! Okay, so I've been wanting to make a video on this as well for a while, but I really just don't know like who to talk about or what to talk about because I feel like everyone makes a video about this. I think the next thing that we should be leaving in 2018 is Instagram comedy. And I say comedy very loosely. I can tell you that I have never laughed at an Instagram comedy video. It's literally complete shit. I want to say Instagram comedy falls into 4 main categories. Number 1, over-dramatizing simple situations that basically everyone can relate to but are not naturally funny. Number 2, trying to relate to the kids, aka anything that Lele Pons and Hannah Stocking do. Number 3, cheating. I don't know when that became funny. And 4, using stereotypes for comedic purposes. Love that. And not to be dramatic or anything, but I hope Instagram comedy literally crashes, burns to the ground, and dies in 2019. If I never saw people like Lele Pons or King Batch on my timeline ever again, I wouldn't be devastated. You know what? This year, I want to meet someone who genuinely enjoys Instagram comedy. I want to meet someone who purposely goes on Instagram, sees a comedy video, and is like, that shit's funny. This is the best thing I've ever seen. So if this sounds like you, I want to interview you on my channel and just be like, why? If you want to see a video of me roasting Instagram comedy sometime in the future, let me know down below, because I would love to make something like that. The next thing that we need to leave in 2018 is the song Baby Shark, and I feel like I don't have to explain this any further. This song is meant for kids, but I literally see it everywhere. You know what? I'll admit it is a catchy song, I'm gonna be honest, but I just hope for the best for all of us that we never have to listen to it ever again in 2019. So I think the next thing that we need to leave in 2018 is any form of YouTuber music. I think we can all agree that most YouTube music sucks.
What if I'm the monster? I'm Erica Costello.
Think you ain't beautiful? Stop that.
Cause I'm a fuck up, and I'm so fucked up.
My God, there's room for everybody. Let's just say that.
And you know what? If we're gonna keep it real here, the majority of YouTubers that make music just use it as a way to sell something else to their young and impressionable fans. And while I'm not gonna name drop, I'm gonna say this. Just because you have the resources to make music doesn't mean you should. So hopefully any YouTube music that comes out in 2019 is from actually talented people. What a concept. And you know, I know this isn't a part of the video, but can I make a prediction for 2019? I don't think this is gonna happen anytime soon, but I have a feeling James Charles is gonna release a single sometime this year. I don't know when. I'm gonna predict maybe like late summer, early fall he's gonna do this. I think he's genuinely gonna release some music this year because he kind of teases us with videos on Twitter and Instagram of him singing and like going to voice lessons and stuff like that, so it wouldn't surprise me if he released a sister single this year. So I want you guys to bookmark this. I want you guys to write this down. I want you to document this moment right now. And you know what? If I'm right, you all owe me $1,000 each. I mean, that's just the rules here. You know what? I'm a psychic and I don't work for free. Raven Baxter is shook. So the next thing that we need to leave in 2018 is Byrd Box. This movie literally exploded in the last few days of 2018, and I genuinely have no idea why. So I haven't seen Byrd Box yet, so I can't even really judge if it's a good movie or not, but I feel like I don't even have to because of my timeline being saturated with Byrd Box memes 24/7. So I'm just ready to leave her in the past. So this next thing I also wanted to make a video about, but I just never did. I think the next thing that we need to leave in 2018 is our girl Victoria's Secret. And you know what? She was cute for a while, you know, overpriced but cute. There have been controversies over the years of the lack of diversity among the models for Victoria's Secret, but shit really hit the fan this year when the guy who runs the Victoria's Secret fashion shows basically said that trans models and plus size models aren't welcome. Yuck. So I think because of that, I think it's time to ditch Victoria's Secret. So this is kind of in regards to the thing I last talked about. I think something else we need to leave in 2018 is transphobia. But if you don't know, a few days ago, a video came out on Twitter of this trans woman who was shopping in GameStop, and I think the cashier misgendered her.
Ma'am, once again, ma'am.
And you know, the video was kind of short. It only showed a few seconds of what was happening in the moment. We didn't see anything that happened before or really anything that happened after. The only context we have is what we saw in the video. And while I think she might have overreacted, she seemed so genuinely hurt and upset that someone misgendered her. And I just felt so awful for her. And what was even worse is the disgusting tweets that people were saying about her, calling her a man and just making fun of her in general. And I just think the way we treat trans people is very disappointing, and I just feel awful for the poor woman who got misgendered in the video. So I think we should make an effort to be nicer to trans people in 2019. So if you're a trans person and you are watching this, just know you are very much loved and supported on my channel, and you are welcome anytime. Ooh, so the next thing, flossing. I'm over it. I'm tired of it. I don't know why it was a thing, and I think we need to leave her in 2018 as well. And you know what? It's a dance. It's not that deep. It's like when the whip and the nay-nay were really popular. Wow, I sound so old. But the other day on Twitter, I saw this genius video of like this 12-year-old who made a song all about flossing. I'll insert a clip right here if I can find it.
I be flossing. I be flossing.
And you know what? Well, I'm not gonna make fun of the kid because I think he's like 12 13 maybe. I don't know. He has a young face. And I know that there are those YouTubers that make careers out of making fun of little kids. I'm not going to be one of them, but I think it just goes to show that they're really just giving music careers to anyone these days. So the last thing I want to talk about, I want to talk about the whole relatable YouTuber trend. Typically, the people who fall into this category are like teenage girls in high school who have a 90s grunge / thrift shop aesthetic. I think people like Emma Chamberlain and Antonio Garza were the pioneers for this genre. They all have very similar editing styles. They all have very similar fonts in their thumbnails. They put their titles for their videos in lowercase to like be more dramatic or whatever. And I don't have an issue with this. Like, you know what? I'm not going to come for anyone's aesthetic. I'm not going to come for anyone's style, because as long as you're happy and comfortable with the way you dress and the way you present yourself, I don't really care. I'm all for everyone being themselves. The issue that I do take with these relatable YouTubers is that most of them aren't even that relatable, because the trends I see with a lot of these YouTubers are like,
I'm so quirky and relatable, man.
meanwhile, they're literally taking a vacation to a tropical island for like the 3rd time this year. And another thing that I see these relatable YouTubers do is kind of, I don't want to sound harsh when I say this, but they kind of take like mental health issues and almost make it trendy to a certain extent. And I'm not saying you shouldn't talk about mental health on YouTube. In fact, I think anyone who openly talks about their mental health is very admirable, and I really appreciate everyone who does that. However, I find that a lot of these relatable YouTubers talk about it in a way where it's almost an aesthetic. And just the vibe I get from a lot of these relatable YouTubers is just like, I just had my 3rd mental breakdown for today. I'm so quirky and relatable. I just think it's a very unhealthy way to present mental health to their younger audiences. And as I said, it almost makes it seem like very trendy and very cool to have these mental health issues and to have mental breakdowns and stuff like that. I'm not saying that they don't go through these issues in real life. In fact, most of them probably do. I just don't think they should make a brand off of being anxious and depressed and trying to make it trendy and stuff like that. Did that make sense? The world may never know. I hope this video made sense. I hope I got my points across. I hope you enjoyed hearing my thoughts on 2018 overall and just some of the topics I talked about in this video. If you liked it, make sure to give me a big thumbs up, subscribe down below. If you want to see similar stuff to this in the future, let me know down below. Let me know your thoughts on 2018, the longest year in the history of the world. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and I will see you next time with a brand new video. I love you. Bye. Woo!